Next, we will take a look at what is group by and fuzzy matching. So what is group by, this term? So what is a group by? So when we use it, and even in the SQL query or RDBMS SQL query, we use group by. In simple term, we represent the data in summarized form. The group by is nothing but you can use a group by class to represent the data in summarized form. So what do you mean by represents the data in summarized form? So what this group by does is it groups the values, it groups the same values in your given data set and it applies the aggregation. For example, you have the data set, 1 second. This is the data set you have. Let's say your manager has given you this data set. Okay. And he wants you to do aggregation on the sales column, sum of sales. So he told you to find out the total sales in each country. Okay, give me the aggregation of the total sales in each country. What you do is you apply group by on this column, group by country column, sum of sales. You apply the group by on this column, country column. So in this case, what will happen is all the same values in this column will get grouped together. Look here, United States is available here. And United States is available here. All the United States, the same values in this column will get grouped together. And then look here, it got grouped together. All the United States records got grouped together. And it created a group, okay, for these similar values in this column. United States or all these values are similar. Hence, it created one group. And similarly, New Zealand, we have New Zealand is available. We have New Zealand. These two values are same. Hence, it creates another group. Likewise, group by creates the group of similar values and then it applies the sum on the column. In this case, the sum is nothing but the aggregation function. It applies the sum on the sales column. And finally, for this group, it return only one value, Australia. So it applies the sum. So 24,000 plus 2,700 plus this one. It will add all these values and give you the total sales. I don't want to see the line items, each and every line items. We don't want to see itemized sales. Instead, we want to group by and perform the aggregation or summarization on this column. Aggregation, summarization, these two terms are same. So we are using, you can use this, either you can use sum function or you can use average function, you can use min function, max function, count function also you can use it. Count function will give you the total number of records. In Australia, how many number of transactions we made? If you use count function, it gives you Australia three records. But in this case, I've used the sum function. It gives me that. And similarly, in the quantity column also, if you want to find out, so you can use sum of sales, comma sum of quantity. It will give you this one, the 10 plus 5, 15 plus 2, 17. Look here. It aggregates. First, it groups the relevant data. And then it applies the aggregation function sum, and then it returns the aggregated values for each and every country, distinct values, unique values. It is not repeating more than once here. So hope you understood. Fine. This is what is group by is all about. There are, okay, now we are done with this. You presented this report to him. Now he wants to go one step further and he wants you to perform group by on the combination of these two columns, country and region put together. What is the total sales? In that case, it has to group the records which are similar, which are having the similar values in both the columns. For example, United States West, we don't see any other West column. The combination of these two, we don't see anything. United States South, these two values are same. The combination of these two values are same. Hence, it creates a group, separate group for this. Within the United States, it creates a group that have the similar values based on these two columns, United States South, United States. And these two records will get grouped together, and then it applies the sum on these two values. Okay. United States, 5 plus 5, 10. Look here. United States South, if you see here, 10. In the earlier case, we just did the group by on country column only. But now we did the group by on the combination of these two columns, which means group the values that are similar in both these columns. So United States South, United States South. And United States West, we don't see any other record similar to this one. Hence, it simply returns this value. United States West, 67623. Similarly, United States East, we don't see the combination of these two values repeating anywhere else. Hence, it gives me the same value. Same way it works for the rest of the values. Hope you understood. So if you want to use a group by on a single column, you can do it. If you want to use a group by on more than one column, also possible. Now we will go ahead and test it. We will learn it how we can perform group by in Power Query Editor. Now we understood the concept. Now we will do the same thing. We will look here. Currently, we are in Power Query Editor. And what I do is I select this data set, query. Where is that one? Sales W04. First, you need to make sure that you are selecting the right data set. So in the real world scenario, you will have the query name also will be similar. Make sure that you are selecting the correct. You will be having sales underscore W05, sales underscore W06. And you need to make sure that you are selecting the correct data set, the query. Here, I want to use sales underscore W04. And what I do is I'll just go to the transform ribbon. Currently, we are in Power Query Editor, and I selected the transform ribbon. The next one is group by. You will find the group by here. Click on the group by. Here, you will find two basic advanced. We'll start with simple basic. And here, you need to tell which column you want to do group by. So which column you want to group by? I want to do the group by on country column. I just select the country column here. Yes, I'm done. And which column you want to perform aggregation? After it does the aggregation, what name you want to give it to the column? For example, I just give total sales, the column name. And here, what aggregation function you want to use it? Sum function. We have various functions or our aggregation function. Sum, and which column you want to perform sum? On the sales column. That's it. The same thing. Okay, this is the group by on this column, the country, and then the new column is going to be this is your total sales. You need to give the column name and then the function, what function? Sum function. Okay, behind the scene, it groups all the relevant countries and then it applies the sum. Okay, I'm going to hit OK now. It gives me the total sales in each and every country. Very good. And if you click on the drop down here in the country column, you have some blank values there, but you don't see any duplicates of the countries because it grouped everything into a single one. So what happens here, we'll have in the data set, even though you have duplicates, but finally, after you do the group by, it returns single value, unique value. That is what we can see it. In interest, you will not find it more than once. Okay, we can see that with this aggregated values by country column, we can see that United States tops the the list. So here we made highest sales. Next one is Australia and Germany and Senegal. Okay, good. Next one is okay. I did the total sales. Now my manager asked me, hey, similarly you can find out the total units sold. Again, you don't have to go to the group by. Simply what you do is you did already this one. You look here, whatever the steps that you carry out here, it got recorded under the applied steps in proper sequence. The last step, what we applied was this one, the group rows. Next to that, you will find the wheel icon. You just click on it. It will open up this dialog box again. So previously we did the group by on the country column. That is what we can see here. So what I do is I'm going to select advanced now because we wanted to add one more column here, total quantity. So here I'm going to select, I'm going to hit this button, add aggregation, not this one, this one. Here I just say total quantity. And here I go and say quantity here. Sorry, the sum function and then quantity. I'm going to hit OK. Fine. So here we got the total quantity. So 35,000. Obviously, more the quantity you select, the sales will also be more. So now we perform the aggregation on these two columns. For this, we use the sum function. You want to see the average sales. Yes, again, you can go to the grouped rows. Next to that, you will find the wheel icon, click on it. It will open the, and you can add, as many aggregation that you wanted, you can do it. So average. And for this, you need to use the aggregation function as an average. And then here, what it is, select sales, average sales. The average sales is 513. Okay, 513. Okay, fine. So the next thing is everything is fine. Now your manager wants to see, hey, can you give me the itemized data? For example, is there any way? So this is the total sales and what made up this value? Can I see the breakdown here? Or can I see the item wise transactions for this? Yes, possible. What I do is I just go back here again. I'm going to click on this and it will open up this one. And I'm going to give this one, add aggregation. I just say all rows. Here, what I do is in the operation, we have something called all rows function. So all rows function, what, it doesn't take any, it will not apply on a specific column. Okay, it will apply on the total records. So this gives me the item, each item, it gives you the detailed records. I'm good transaction level data it gives you. And look here, so since I've used the always function next to these columns, we can see the table here. And what you do is in the first record, and somewhere here, right? Not on top of this one, somewhere next to the table, you click on it, it gives you the transaction level detail. For United States, give me the group of it. So what it does, it gives me, see, now you got this value, but how I got this value? So you want to see the transaction level detail, right? These three things, these three records put together, 17 we got it. How we got this 17? I want to see the granular level, the transaction level for each and every grouped values. When you keep the cursor here selected, it'll give you in Australia what all the transactions we made. In detail, it'll give you that. The detailed transaction, you can see it here. That is what it shows here. And here you go to the quantity column, and since we have more number of records here, difficult to compute. Look at 7 plus 5 plus 13 plus, right? You can add all the values. So if you add all the values in your quantity column, you will get this one. Similarly, if you add all the values in the sales, you can get it. So with this, you can quickly understand, what made up this value. You can say, go to the quantity column and check it, and detail level, transaction level, you can find out. In addition to the grouped values, aggregated value, if you wanted to see for each and every grouped value, the detail level, transaction level, you can do it. That is possible with all rows option. But one thing is right, you cannot do sorting here. Ideally, Microsoft, they should have given that option here also. So United States, this is the total sales we made. And which city, if I wanted to see, in which city, or which one was the highest sales? If you want to see it, they should have given it. So if you have any suggestion like that, you have something like idea.microsoft.com, you can create some documentation. If you have any findings, you go and submit it. Right? They might consider, right? So, okay, fine. So this is the thing. Okay, now you understood how to perform group by on the given data set. The objective of the group by is we want to perform aggregation. Okay, we can perform aggregation based on a single column or group by, okay, or more than one column. Now we will go ahead and use another column in the group by. The group by, I have used only the country column. Look here, I'm going to add another column grouping. So here I'm going to use the region. Region, okay. So here this time I have clicked on this button. I want to include one more column in the group by, like I have shown here, country plus region. Earlier I've used only country in the group by. Now I'm going to add one more column as part of the group by. So in that case, it will take into account of the values of these two columns. In the sense, these two columns values, similar values will get grouped. Like United States South, ignore about this. For this, you need to look at here. United States South, we have two records. It grouped these two because these two have similar values. 5 plus 5, 10, right? That is what is going to happen now. I'm going to hit OK. I'm not going to make any more changes. I just included region here. The United States itself, multiple regions are there. In each and every region, United States, for example, South region, which is North region, it gives you the aggregated total sales, total quantity of sales. Aggregation is an expensive operation. In this case, we have 25,000 records hardly, but in the real world scenario, you have millions of records. It'll take a lot of time. Look here, United States East region. So now I do I just select country and I'm going to unselect and here I just say search type United States here and select this one, hit OK. If you just want to see only or you want to narrow down your search on United States, you go and filter it like the way how I did it. Let's wait for some, the filtering will take. Sorry, in this case, United States and region put together, each region, United States East region, total sales, and the aggregated values for quantity and the aggregated values for the average, you can see. Next to that, if you select and United States East, give me the transaction level detail. Yes, that is possible. But the only thing is, it'll take time to display everything. It'll be a bit slow, and especially when you work with the huge volume of the data, you will get to know the pain. It takes a lot of time. So we work with the millions and millions of records in the real-time scenario. Look here, this is what the transaction level data here. In the West region, similarly, if you want to see the transaction level data, you can say. So I hope you understood. And similarly, if you want to find out the minimum sales, maximum sales, that is an assignment for you. Okay, you can find out the minimum sales in each and every region, maximum sales. Also, you can create additional columns. I will share this report file today. The assignment for you is take this report file and create minimums. In addition to that, you create additional columns like minimum sales, maximum sales, and so that you will get to know in which region maximum sales value is very high. Okay, in which region, what is the average? Though United States tops the rank. Okay, for example, if I go back to the previous step, and if you see here, in this case, we did, okay, not this one, and the previous one, not, okay, you need to see it here only. Okay, United States East, if you see, though United States East tops the list here when it comes to total sales and not the total sales, yes. Yeah, total sales and total quantity, but not this one tops. Now the, the rank, got changed. Look here, in Australia, Oceania is 1 lakh, so 1 million, 1.7 million. And here you're 1.2 million only. With the combination of these two, the insights are changing now. Insights are changing now, right? So, but overall, if you see the country level alone, if you take the group by, United States tops the list in terms of the total sales and total quantity. But with the combination of region and country, it is not topping the list. Okay. Fine, we did this group by, you understood. So for you, the assignment is you need to add this. What I will do is I will just type it and then also I'll send it, because whatever I discuss it, you will not be able to recollect it. I will send, including yesterday's assignment, I'll send it, in the 4 or 5 lines so that you can work on it, and don't postpone it. Okay. And what you do is you need to create additional minimum sales, maximum sales. In that case, you will get to know in which country, in which region we achieved more sales, maximum sales, and what is the average sales, highest average where we achieved. With this, I'm going to close and apply. I just close that Power Query editor and applied all the steps to my model. We are done. Okay, what is the next thing? I just take another data set. Same thing, country, region, quantity, sales, everything is there. And I'm going to hit load. This time the data set is different. That's all. I'm not going to do anything here. Since the number of records are less, the performance will be faster. Okay, that is the whole idea. I just took this data, but the problem with this data set is the data itself has some problem in it. Since we have the less number of records, you can make out quickly what problem we have it. For example, if I apply group by on this column country ID, what will happen is it will group all the values that are similar, right? All the similar values, it will do the group, it will create the group. So US will, or similar values, hence it will group it together. But unfortunately here USS is there. But this one also part of US, mistakenly they put additional S here. So in that case, what will happen is, for this, it will create a separate group. All the 3 US values are similar. It groups it. It will put it in a single group. But this one will go into a different group because these values are not similar. But as an employee of this company, we know very well, hey, this is also part of US only. But how Power BI will get to know? Okay. So there should be some consistent value should be used here. It was 1 second. Somebody is knocking at the. So now the values are not consistent. So what do you mean by consistent? If you have used the naming standard for US as US, it should be consistent across the rows. But in somewhere, some people, they used wrongly, they typed wrongly USS, mistakenly, okay? But end of the day, even this value should also be considered as part of the US group. So how do I do that? One way out is you can go and replace this value as US. Fine. And in this case, Germany, they put GE, somewhere they put GER. Either I should replace this with GER or I should replace this with GE, so that these two values will get grouped together if I perform a group by on country ID alone. So this is a data issue. Data is available. So the data is complete, but inconsistency is there. This is another type of data quality issues, inconsistency. There should not be any inconsistencies in your column values. You need to address it. So when you look at this data, you will think, okay, I have all the data are available, but you need to check the consistency point of view also. Are they using the naming standard correctly? No, there are some issues. So you need to address it. This one also, go to the home ribbon and select the transform data. Look here, you need to select the correct data set, EGG cells. And here, I just keep the cursor over here, right click on it, replace values. Wherever USS is there, you replace it by US. Or the best thing what I will do is I will just replace GR by G. Look here. Now these two values became consistent. Since these two values are similar, it will create a group for these two records. It will create a separate group for these two records. So Germany, all the Germany will get grouped, and then it apply the sum on the sales and the quantity. 60 plus 20 is 80, correct. But USS, yes, it is there. But what I did, I just did this, I replaced the values. But let's assume that you have 25 million records are there. But this is there somewhere, just before the end of the record or somewhere, okay? You need to scroll down and see, but you are not able to see it. Even if you select the drop down, right? It shows only something, you need to click on the load more, it takes longer time, you don't have patience. You just think, okay, we have addressed the inconsistency issue by replacing this, but you did not do this. Okay, so even if you don't address, there is an option called fuzzy grouping. Fuzzy grouping. What fuzzy grouping does is, it will go and check the near match. So US, all these three values are similar, but this is also somewhat similar to this one. Hence, we will put this also into US group. Okay, that is what the fuzzy group matching is all about. This is very specific to Power BI, Power Query, okay, Power BI, okay, fuzzy group. So in the case of fuzzy grouping, it uses the artificial intelligence algorithm. So we call that as Jaccard algorithm, okay? Jaccard algorithm. So it goes by it computes the distance, Jaccard similarity algorithm. Jaccard, Jaccard similarity algorithm. It uses this algorithm. So as part of this, what it does is, it goes and checks the distance between, the values, okay, this and this. So this one seems to be somewhat similar, and this is similar. So put this also into US group, so that it will compute the total for all these values. Otherwise, what will happen? Only the US group will get created separately, and the USS will get created separately. Though, so in that case, what will happen? This value will, get separated from this group. It will downplay the values. When you look at the US sales, it will downplay the values. Though you have made more sales, because of this data issue, it went to some other group, and you will be looking at only these three values. Okay, the Jaccard similarity, what it is it automatically checks, and then it sees which all values are somewhat near match, and then it groups them also together. All these 4 record values will get grouped together with the help of Jaccard similarity. So here they call it a fuzzy grouping. This is called your fuzzy group matching. That can be achieved with the Jaccard similarity, but unfortunately, that is not available in the Power Query Power BI desktop. Power Query it is not available. That is available only on the Power BI Cloud service. Now I go to the report canvas. I just put some visual here to see the thing here. So what I will do is I will just go and see the first you need to select the visual and then you need to drop this one. If you mistakenly I put it outside of this image, the visual. With this you can make out quickly US. Look here, USS. It created another thing, group here separately. We want these two things to be grouped together, but unfortunately it's not doing it. Anyhow, I just save this one as group by. I'm going to publish this to report to the Power BI Cloud service. You need to click on the publish button here and it will connect to your Power BI Cloud service. In my case, I already specify the cloud server name and username password. It will get connected there automatically. Look here, it got connected to my Power BI Cloud service. I'll just show you the Power BI by my Power BI Cloud service. I just go here, app.powerbi.com. Now I just got connected to cloud service and click on the workspaces. Workspace is nothing but your folder name. So I already created a folder by the name. You can click on the new workspace, it will create a folder name. You can give some, for example, if you click on it, here it will ask you the folder name or workspace name, give some name. This is how I created this folders. Okay, what I do is I'll just select dev2 sandbox, that workspace. In this workspace, I'm going to publish this report from my local laptop. I'm going to publish this report to the cloud. And which one? Dev sandbox 2. This is the folder. This is the workspace. In this workspace, see, even in the cloud, I have created multiple folder name workspaces. Workspace is nothing but the folder name. Logically, we need to put the reports in different folders. For example, you have something called salesperson report, you need to finance data report, you need to put into the finance folder. So logically, you would have created multiple folders. You need to publish the report, whatever you create in local laptop, to the respective folder on your cloud. So here I just say, hey, use this dev2 sandbox. Look here, I'm going to select this one. In that folder, you publish this report on cloud. Success. This report got published on my cloud folder, dev2 sandbox. You click on this. Look here. You need to scroll down and check it. Morning batch. If you scroll down here, sorry, all. You need to select all. You will be finding it somewhere. Dev2 sandbox only I published it. Oh, I published in dev underscore sandbox 2, not this one, sorry. Dev underscore sandbox 2. Yeah, this is where I published it. Look here, morning batch group by. Don't give morning batch and all. This is for learning purpose. In the real world scenario, you need to specify the proper business name. Morning batch group by. So this is the one. So I just clicked on publish button here. What happened? This report got published. Not only the report, even the underlying data also got published automatically. So once you publish the report on the cloud, you will find two files. Look at morning batch group by. Look at the time is 24 to today's date, 24 February and 8:48 a.m. Okay, this one also got published. I did not publish it explicitly, right? It is taken care by the data gateway. In order to publish your report on cloud, the data gateway should run in your local laptop. So I already downloaded and installed the data gateway in my laptop. It is up and running. And I already explained about this data gateway, how to install in the previous batch. Previous session. You can watch my previous video. Okay, or else I'll just quickly explain that how to download and install the gateway. Without gateway, you cannot publish the report from your local laptop to your Power BI cloud service. Instead of saying that local laptop all the time, I'm going to use the term on-premise. On-premise is a local server. Download Power BI data gateway. And then look here, I just click on this link in Google. I need to download this one, download standard mode from this website. And then hit this button. It will download the gateway install.exe. The installation is pretty simple. Once, look here, it's already, I downloaded this one. Many times I downloaded it for other batches. I'm going to pass this one because I don't want to have so many copies. I'm going to pass it now. Gateway install. Look here, this is the file. Already I downloaded it. This is my 8.1. And if you click on it, once you download this one, you need to click on this. It will take some time to launch the installation window. You need to wait for some time. Look here, click on run. Now I'm showing how to download and install the Power BI gateway. So there are two types of gateway. It is recommended to download only the standard mode and install only this one. Okay, don't use this one. And here, if you see here, yeah, it will open. No, yeah, it is asking me the password, not the OneDrive. Okay, I don't know why it opened that. Yeah, the gateway. Here, it will ask you where you want to install it. Don't change this default one and select I accept the terms. In my case, since I already installed this one, it shows update. In your case, it will show next button. Next, instead of update, you will find next. Click on next, next, it will get installed. You will find something like the gateway got installed successfully. And then you close it. And then to check it, you go to the start button and type gateway. You will find this here, the icon. When you click on it, it will open. So you can see the status. It is already installed. It is running. Okay. Coming back to get back here. So now you learned how to publish the report from your Power BI desktop to cloud. Very simple. Click on the publish button. Once you click on it, it will ask you in which workspace on your cloud. This one. So in my case, I've selected dev_sandbox2. In that workspace, it got published. While publishing the report, it published the data file also automatically. Which one? The data gateway. Fine, good. Now we understood the prerequisite to publish the report also, right? Data gateway should run here. In your laptop, once you install it, and when you click on this one, right, you will find something, data gateway. Look here, the status, it shows your gateway is all set up. And service settings, if you go here, restart, that means it is already running. Okay, it is already, since they changed the service, is currently running as this one. With this, you can confirm that the gateway is running here locally. Without gateway, you cannot publish. It's kind of a middleman, okay? Or it's kind of an agent. He's the one publishing not only the report, along with the underlying data also. Fine. What is the next step? I just open this report in another tab, my browser. Look here, this is the report. But here you can see that US and USS, right? It shows in different place. What I do is probably I will just open this data. But the thing is, right here, it is not much helpful. And what I do is I will just click on the file here. Not here. I just go back to the workspaces. I select the same So this time I'm going to do something different. Currently I'm on cloud. The published report is not showing the correct US and USS, right? This got splitted up. Actually, this value should have been grouped under this one, factored under this US, but unfortunately it was not happening. What I do is, instead of publishing the report from the desktop, laptop, right? What I will do is I just go here, Dev Sandbox 2. Currently I'm here. I'm going to select new here. At the bottom, you can find upload a file. I'm going to select this one. I'm going to hit the CSV file. I'm going to directly upload the data file from my laptop to the cloud. AGG sales. Importing the data. I'm going to import the AGG sales.csv file directly onto my cloud. So here, nowhere the Power BI desktop comes into picture. Sorry, not here. Let me do one thing. I just, sorry. Okay, what you need to do is you need to go to the workspace and then select the dev_sandbox2. Instead of loading the data, what you do is, right, first you need to select the data flow. You have something called data flow. Click new and then select data flow. And here you need to load the data, add new tables. This is where we select the file. And what I do is text.csv. Here you need to specify the laptop, your local laptop path. For example, if I go here and if I go to the D drive and then that one, and this is the folder, the sales, so AGG sales is available. I just copied my laptop. So this is currently I'm on cloud. So in the cloud, I need to tell, hey, you need to go to this folder in my laptop and you need to access AGG sales.csv file. AGG sales. Or else I just go and check the file name here in the local desktop. AGG sales.csv. Okay, AGG sales.csv. This is the file name. And then here what I do is connection details on premises. And here, so this is the gateway connection. Okay, create new connection. Here I just say default gateways. This one I already created it. And then the Windows. And here you need to specify something like this. Or if you say none here, it will not work. Here you need to specify your laptop name. What I did here, right? So I just specified the local server. In my case, a local laptop where this file is existing, because from the cloud, we are reading the data. Okay. And here I just specified the connection name. Connection name, you can say anything like AGG sales, aggregate sales, something like you can give some meaningful name. AGG sales connection, something like that. Okay. And here the gateway is this one already created it. Probably I will show it later. And then Windows, what is the authentication? To access this file from the cloud, what authentication? Use this server name and username and then password. This is nothing but my laptop name, okay? Username, password. I'm going to click on the next. In the real-time scenario, you don't have to do it. This is all admin job. Don't worry, okay? The Power BI administrator will be there. He's the one supposed to do it, all these things. You will not have any access like creating connections and all in the cloud service, okay? Hence, it is not your responsibility. But still, you want to learn it, you should be knowing it. Okay. Watch my video and then you do it. Anyhow, I'll explain. Look here. Now my data file got connected from the cloud, Power BI cloud. It was able to come to my laptop and then read the file and then display the data. Yes, it was able to read the data from my laptop and then it loaded into my Power BI cloud. Good, it shows everything fine. Here the same issue is there. So anyhow, fine. I'm going to hit the transform data now. The moment when I hit the transform data button here, it takes me to Power Query Editor. Now we can see the Power Query Editor on cloud. Okay. So here I just select the transform here and I do the same group by here. Here what is country ID? And then I just want to see the total sales. Yes, sum of sales on the sales column. And here you can find this option, use fuzzy grouping. This is what I meant. Here what you do is similarity threshold. I just reduce the similarity threshold. And then we will see the USS also made part of US group. Okay, I just reduced it. And let's see what happens. I'll explain you, what is happening here. Okay. First, let us check whether it is taking into account of the USS also as part of US group. Fantastic job. Look here. The USS value also got added as part of the US with the help of the fuzzy grouping. But here, what is the value here? 18,887 here, 4,000. So both put together 22 and 23 on dot. So 23,000. Good. It included the USS value also as part of US group. That was possible because of the fuzzy grouping. Okay. I just cancel it and then, okay, I will redo it one more time. So the new files I've already, I should have saved it. Okay, gateway, weekly sales data connection. This one already created here. Desktop, iPhone. You need to specify your desktop name correctly. If you don't know certain things, right, you do Googling how to check the my laptop name, right? Certain basic things you can check it. One more time, I'm doing it. Okay, here the connection name, I just gave it, AGG sales CSV. So you give some meaningful name here, okay? Some name. It loaded the data. Now we can see the three button here. Okay, and what I do is click on the transform data. It will take you to your Power Query Editor. Now the Power Query Editor is available on cloud. This is my data set. Here what I do is, look here, the country ID column, USS, the same thing, I'm repeating it. What I do is I just quickly go here, transform, it is getting late, and group by, I know you're all tired. The country ID here, I just say one more time, total sales. And here I just say the sum function. Okay, and use the column is sales here. And then use fuzzy grouping. Here, the similarity threshold. This is what I was trying to explain. So if you increase the similarity threshold very high, what will happen? It will consider something like exact match. All the values, let's say in this group, US group, all the values should exactly match with this letter US, USS. Even if there is a slight variation, don't consider that as part of US group. But if you reduce this similarity threshold, what will happen is, even if the values are somewhat close by USS are somewhat close by, okay? It's kind of a, a very liberal kind of thing, okay? It'll not do the match, with exact match. In some programming, exact match or somewhat similar, right? Somewhat similar. I just reduce this similar threshold. So in this case, what will happen is, even if it somewhat closer to this one, you can consider them as also part of, that group. US is also somewhat closer to US since I reduce the similarity threshold. If I increase this similarity threshold, you are going to be very stringent. When it comes to comparing, all the values should be US only. It should not be USS. You don't want to be too stringent. So what you are doing is you are going to reduce the threshold. By reducing the threshold, you are saying that you are not so stringent. Even if there is a slight match, you can group it together. So I reduce this threshold and I enable the fuzzy grouping and reduce threshold. I'm going to hit. Okay, even ignore case also. Sometimes what will happen, capital US, small US, they would have mentioned it. So in that case, you consider both into a single group. So that's why you need to select this one. By default, it got selected. Group by combining text parts. That is what is happening in our case. I just click on OK. Look here, it did the fantastic job. Now we can save and close it. So we have created a workflow on cloud. So I just say aggregate sales by by country. I just say workflow, WFL workflow. I just say you can put some comments, what logic you use, everything, you can put it here at high level. So that later point in you can refer it. Once you create the workflow, you can reuse it. You can import this in your local Power BI desktop also. And again, refresh now, you can schedule the refresh also. Okay, data refresh. Good. Now we understood in today's session what is custom function and why we need to create a custom function and what are the advantages of creating custom function. With some examples, I demonstrated how to create a custom function. I will share a couple of assignments. You can work on it. And also we discussed about what is group by, how we can perform group by on a single column, more than one column, how we can do it in the Power BI desktop. And then we have explored how to perform the same group by on the cloud. And in the cloud, we have the fuzzy grouping option is available. With that, even in case of any inconsistent value stored in your column, you can address that one. If you have huge volume of data, due to oversight, you might tend to replace the correct values. Okay, so in that case, what we can go by the fuzzy matching. But when you enable fuzzy matching, it will be a bit slow because it has to apply the algorithm. It has to find out the distant match and it has to find out the distance and then it has to group them everything, right? It takes time, but your data will be end of the day consistent. With the help of fuzzy grouping, you can make sure that you are not missing out anything. This wraps up today's session. You have any questions so far?